We'd like to let you know about something that, well, it's interesting to know about. You have all come to a certain level of awareness about who you are, and you're now starting to think about things in a new way. And at this time, on this planet, with the vibrations that are going on, this time of awakening, you are opening up to new realities of what's possible for you. And as you open up to those new realities, as you start to see yourself from a higher perspective, as you start to allow things to unfold as if they're perfect, as if they're good, as if everything is working out for you, as if you are one with all that is, as if you are the creator of your reality, well, you step into a new dimension. We've talked about this before, this new dimension. You might assume that it is radically different from anything that you've ever experienced before, and this is true, yet it is still due to the law of the universe and due to the law of continuity and due to how the system of physical reality works. It will not appear physically different to you. Only how you feel about it will be different. Now, that's the most important thing that's going on here, because in your reality now, you project how you feel about yourself onto that reality, and everything in your reality, which is you, reflects back that perception of yourself. As you raise that perception, well, what you're really doing is raising your vibration, because your vibration, in essence, is your perception of yourself. So if you think about yourself from a higher perspective, from more positive terms, for more empowering beliefs, well, then everything that in your reality, you see that in a new way. Now, that was all there to begin with. That nothing has really changed. It all sort of looks the same, yet how you interpret it or your relationship to all of it is different. And this is the new dimension that we're talking about. How you relate to your bank account, your mate, your body, your health, your passions and interests, your surroundings, your government, your friends and family, how you relate to all of this is how you relate to yourself. If you're accepting it more, well, what that means is you're accepting yourself more. And this is a new dimension, because this is a dimension of higher levels of acceptance. Now, love is acceptance. So when you are in higher levels of acceptance, you are living in a higher level of love, a higher version of love. You are allowing more love in. And love is infinite. So we want to let you know that this exploration of love will never be finished, because you are interested in understanding it in better terms. Up until this point, in all the lives you've lived before, and your past life, this life, your past in this life, you've been interpreting your conditions and the people in that and yourself from a limited perspective. And this causes you to perceive things in a way that is not true. That's the illusion. When you move towards more acceptance of yourself, you raise that vibration or that self-perception, and suddenly you have new relationships with everything in your reality. Now, those things you thought were important or meant something tend to lose their meaning, because nothing outside of you makes any difference. It's all projecting from within. And who you truly are is a pure being of love. So who you are is love. And as you project more love into your reality, you'll feel about the same things that were there before in a different way, and you'll relate to them in a different way. You'll relate to them at a higher vibration. This higher vibration unlocks all sorts of things, most of all, inspiration. Now, this is an important thing to understand, because without the inspiration coming to you, you would not be able to move along your journey of self-discovery to discover who you truly are, which is love. So this entire system is set up so that you can understand more and more and more about who you are, unlock more possibilities for you, unleash more inspiration coming and flowing through you, and then push past more fear to act on those inspired ideas. As you do this, you travel further along your journey of self-discovery. Now, you must remember, this is all about you. It has nothing to do with anyone else. All the people in your reality, well, they're only true from your perspective, because you cannot know who they truly are. They are only meaningful from your perspective. The relationship that you have with these people is really a relationship you have with yourself. And so they present versions of you to yourself. And those of you in the Oneness course have come to understand that the relationship between your friend, your parent, your mate is really a relationship with yourself. If you learn to or are able to accept them more in love, then what you're doing is accepting yourself more in love. And they change not who they truly are, but how they respond to you, because that's always a relationship. You accept them, what you're doing is you're accepting yourself. you see the positive aspects in them, you're realizing that those positive aspects have always existed within you. Now, those positive aspects that have always existed within you are often unseen by you because you want to be different than you are. You want to somehow manipulate others into liking, loving, respecting you. You feel that if they responded to you in a better way from your perspective, that you would feel better yourself. Now you're seeing that that has nothing to do with it. How you see yourself is the only thing to do with it. And so if you are comfortable in your own skin, if you're accepting every single aspect of you, then that will be reflected back. Now, that isn't actually changing the reality, it's changing how you perceive that reality. And so the reality that you're living in might look very similar, but it will feel so much better. More and more and more of the time, as you express love to others, to yourself, to the conditions, in acceptance of all of that, you will feel better. The more you feel better, the more able you are to maintain that alignment and receive that inspiration. And that inspiration will move you forward. In the past, when you were living in fear, you birthed desires to alleviate that fear. And so those desires cause you to move. You were able to push past fear to act on those desires because you thought if those desires were manifested into your reality, you'd feel better. And so all those desires were based in fear. I don't have enough money. I don't have someone to love. I don't like the size and shape and look of my body. I don't like the health. I don't like how I feel. And so you birthed all these desires to get you to a different place so that you could see things from a different perspective. Then when you started to accept yourself, you started to receive inspiration. So rather than the desires, the inspiration took over. The inspiration is based on who you truly are. It's based in love. It's based on a overall truth of this reality, which you call your life. And so when you're acting on those inspirations, rather than the desires based in love, you're moving along your life as you intended to even more discover what love is. You've been discovering, playing around with, exploring what love isn't in fear. And you've crossed over to a new threshold now, a new dimension, where you can leave alone the fear, know they're just arising from limiting beliefs, and then receive the inspiration to uncover more pockets of love in your reality. The more you uncover the pockets of love, the more you ascend to discover more about yourself. Now, sometimes these things that you discover about yourself might bring up old traumas or wounds or disappointments or what have you. This is really the base of your fear. This is the base of your perception of yourself as a victim. And as you process and uncover those deep-seated limiting beliefs about yourself and work through that fear by acting on inspired ideas, the fear is then resolved. And each time you resolve a fear, you change a limiting belief into a beneficial belief. This is what changes your reality. This is what keeps you moving forward to the new dimensions of love. And this is what you are all here to do. As you do it for yourself, you're doing it for all that is, because all that is you. And so we like to present an idea to you. And this is the idea that maybe, just maybe, it might be beneficial to realize that you are self-contained, that nothing outside of you is necessary for you to live in joy and peace and harmony, and that everything you need is within you. And if you can understand that it's all within you, you won't keep looking for others to support you or for others' ideas of what's good for you, or for their opinions or their feedback or anything outside of yourself. It's all within, projected through the lens of your self-perception onto your reality. That reality grows brighter and more beautiful the more you see yourself as pure, positive love, because that's who you truly are. With that, we'd like to talk to you about anything you'd like to talk about. Who would like to start?